3.5 years ago, Respawn developers may have made the worst mistake of their careers, which has not only caused Respawn a lot of face and a lot of money, but has also lost them a bunch of players. Today I'm going to cover exactly what led up to this disaster. Going back to August 13th, 2019, Respawn released their first collection event, the Iron Crown. This event came with a ton of skins, the second heirloom, that being Bloodhounds, a map change, a challenge system, and one of the most loved LTMs in Apex's history, the Solos mode. But with the good came the bad. With this event, Respawn were testing their new collection event monetization model, and it was greedy, to say the least. The Iron Crown collection was a set of 24 cosmetics exclusive to the event. The only way to obtain these cosmetics was to open the event exclusive Apex packs called the Iron Crown packs, which ran for about $7 each, which means that if you wanted one specific cosmetic from this collection, you wouldn't be able to directly purchase it, but would instead be forced to roll the dice for about 4% of a chance to actually get the cosmetic that you wanted. To make matters worse, you couldn't just get Bloodhound's new heirloom, the Ravenspite. You had to buy every skin in the collection for about $168 if you purchase packs to unlock it, and then pay an additional fee of about $35 to actually get it. Another huge difference between this collection event and the previous event was also that you no longer would get any free packs for logging in, and you wouldn't get any free Iron Crown packs towards completing challenges, meaning that no matter what, you'd have to pay the full amount to get progress towards the collection. This might not seem like a big deal today, since by now collection events are a staple of Apex's monetization model, but back then this was a huge deal. In classic Reddit fashion, the forum instantly blew up with hate towards EA and Respawn, throwing out insults and complaints about this monetization model. At the start of the Iron Crown event, you couldn't go to the Apex Reddit without seeing a negative post about it, and at one point it was all that you could see. This was a PR nightmare. So, who was responsible for this disaster? We saw a lot of hate directed towards EA, insinuating that Respawn's publisher was the man behind the curtain, leading to Respawn making all of these greedy moves. But during EA's conference call in June the following year, EA reconfirmed that they still weren't involved with the design and development of Apex Legends. They explained that Respawn has EA's resources at their disposal, but the studio still hadn't requested any help. The lack of involvement from EA's side may help to explain what happened next. Eventually, Respawn took a step back and admitted their mistakes. And in this blog post by executive producer Drew McCoy, he stated that with the Iron Crown event, we missed the mark when we broke our promise by making Apex packs the only way to get what many consider to be the coolest skins that we've released. And that starting on the 20th of August, they would be adding and rotating all 12 of the event exclusive legendary items, giving you a chance to buy the specific skin that you wanted, with 5 cosmetics being available every week for the remainder of the event, and making those purchasable for the typical $18 you normally would pay for a legendary skin. Drew also stated that in the future, they would provide more ways to obtain items than just buying Apex packs. And you would think that's the end of the story, right? But despite giving in to Reddit's demands, the general responses to the post were not positive. It seemed like the overwhelming opinion was Respawn and EA bad, and their backtracking would not change that. TLDR. We're learning a lot. Just a few days ago, we didn't even know shitting in our players' mouths would make them angry, so there's that, guys. So here's the thing. EA does this in every game they release. They did it in Battlefront, in Battlefield, in FIFA, and now in Apex. They release a really scummy monetization system in hopes that nobody will care or notice and that they can get away with it. When their player base notices and speaks up about it, they change it to something slightly less scummy, but still scummy, like charging $20 for a skin you can't even see as your apology. Be prepared to continue speaking up. This won't be the last time they pull something like this. I'm certain we'll see this many more times over Apex's lifespan. This evoked a bunch of responses from McCoy, many of which are now deleted, but some of the screen caps are still available. There is a wealth of data available on how monetization works in free-to-play games, and we ourselves have run tests by putting skins on sale in the store. The amount of people who spend is crazy low. Most of y'all are freeloaders, and we love that, and a change in price doesn't move the needle. Yeah, but he called someone a dick, not you in particular. I think technically I was calling gamers dicks? I don't know. I had a spicy lunch. Feeling it. Hey everyone, found a dick I was talking about. Guess what? I didn't even read your comment except for the first sentence and the last. This kind of garbage doesn't warrant a reply, but lucky for you, I already made a comment about this earlier. Go find it. To many, the freeloaders' comments came off as Drew trying to insult the players and then adding something positive at the end to make it seem a little bit better. Though we don't know his true intention of the comment, you can assume that he does think that free-to-play users are good, as they do fill up the servers for the players who do pay for the game. As a response to all the hate they were getting, in the blog post Reddit comment, McCoy also wrote a lengthy comment about the situation. We've said it before, but we will still not engage with temper tantrums, and personal attacks or vitriolic threads are completely unacceptable. We took a long look in the mirror this week, lol, thanks for all the attacks guys, and decided we hadn't met up with obligations and are making changes because we believe in our approach. I've been in the industry long enough to remember when players weren't complete asshats to developers, and it was pretty neat. I forged a bunch of long-lasting relationships from back then. Would be awesome to get back there, and not engaging with toxic people or asking how high when a mob screams jump is hopefully a start. I'll leave whether this comment was justified or not up to you. Reddit certainly didn't think so, as this post amassed over 4,000 downvotes. Jay Frechette, the community manager at the time, also commented in this post with some words of his own. So it's fine for all of you to call us liars, full of shit, and other personal attacks when we communicate an apology and update to the event, but we're immature when we call people out on it? Got it. As a result, the following morning the Apex Legends subreddit was filled with even more hate about the interactions, with this post sounding like a copy-paste stab making the front page with over 16,000 points. Titled, PR team and devs, well done, you have alienated your player base. You committed a true ultimate cardinal sin. You got personal. You, as a team of professionals trying to make money, got personal. You got personal and decided to insult your player base, calling us asshats and freeloaders. Not a wise move. We won't forget this. You've set a new tone for the kind of interaction we'll be having with you. It's a cold one where there aren't any illusions about the reality of the situation. Previous notions of family are dead. We are mere consumers to you, and that is obvious. You have chosen to bring in a new era of hostility and bitterness. Well done. Great PR move. Following this, on the 20th of August, Respawn CEO Vince Zampella posted an official apology on behalf of himself, Respawn, and the affected developers, noting that some developers received toxic and nasty comments where death threats were lobbied and family members were brought out into the mix, and that he does support his employees speaking out in those instances, but the way they did so crossed the line. Vince continued stating that they shouldn't contribute to the toxicity and instead lead by example. Before this whole event taking place, developers would regularly comment on the Apex Legends subreddit and engage players in all sorts of game-related subjects, including game development, balancing, and more. But after the events in August 2019, Respawn's employees seemed to take a more apprehensive approach to the minefield of a forum, and you rarely see Respawn engaging with the community outside of comments by artists and posts such as fan art and cosplays. Whether that's because they don't want anything to blow up in their face, or if it's directed from the higher-ups, we'll probably never know.